Good morning, everyone. Okay, we are officially starting. Good morning, everyone. If you are new here, my name is Carlene Cadet Francois. Today's training is one of those reoccurring theme that comes up a lot when I am either speaking with someone that we've helped to get licensed and making sure that they know the next steps on the things that they should work on, or even when I'm speaking with an ALF that have been operating for years. Because regulations and things change, there's always something to learn. There's always a new rule, a new way of doing things better. And so oftentimes people have a hard time with doing the day-to-day management while still keeping up with everything else that needs to go on within their facility. And I find it's not difficult to keep up with what is going on, but you need a system, you need checklists, you need to know when what is due, and you need to be able to figure out in a stressful situation, figure out what you still need to do without having to think about it. You almost have to have what word I want to use. Almost have to have one of those checklist system that is a no-brainer, keeping it very simple, straight to the point. So today's training will go into some of those systems. I'll go over that first 90 days of opening, what your mindset shift should be, what strategies that you should implement. And then I have a PDF document that I'm going to share with you that I believe will help you tremendously. We've added it to our clients' forms roadmap because it's easier to have all this knowledge that I carry, but it could be so stressful for someone else to navigate in what box they're going to put all these different moving parts. So the 6 masterclass series is different pillars coming from managing an ALF myself and having helped so many people open their ALF throughout the state of Florida, and also helping ALFs that have been running for decades cure deficiencies and different things that go in their business. I think I have found a certain set of pillars that will help operators find an easier way to be successful. So I'm going to share my screen, keeping it simple. This is a Google document. So these classes I'm going to do once a month. And then when the cycle ends, I will refresh. I will add what needs to be added, subtract what needs to be subtracted, and then restart the trainings again. So for that, I keep everything simple on a Google document. I'm going to share my screen so we can continue. Okay, so I started it here. Give me a minute. While you wait on me, if you don't mind telling me who is on the chat. Are you already licensed? Are you in the beginning of getting licensed? This training will help those who are already licensed, those who are in the process of being licensed. I'm pulling up my document. And what is one big takeaway that you hope to get out of this training today? Okay, so we're here. We've already talked about what you will learn. And of course, this training will help you whether or not you're new. If you are new, completely new, or if you're in the process, you're very smart for being here. If you've been open for a while and you want to work on some areas, you're very smart for being here. Education is key, and you can never go wrong with education. So I'm going to go over some things that, because of the way that they are set up, people seem to get some of these things wrong. For example, when you are in the process to get licensed, you have to do the licensing process. But then, depending on your city where you live, getting your county business tax receipt is one big one where it can be very confusing. So there are two different types of business tax receipt. Depending on your county, usually you will have to have a business tax receipt when you're in the process of getting licensed. So by the time you get licensed, you already have all of these things already established. But sometimes, depending on where you are not able to apply for the business tax receipt until after you receive your ALF license. So when it comes to the business tax receipt, if you have to do it, whether before or after you get your license, there are two different business tax receipts. There is your county business tax receipt that you go to the county, and you could literally Google it. Business tax receipt, you fill out the application, provide the documentation they're looking for, and then you're able to get your business tax receipt certificate. And then there's also the city business tax receipt, and they are not the same. So you have to also do your city business tax receipt, and then they have their own application process, which pretty much the name of your business registration, your EIN numbers, and also the license number, if they require you to have the license already, and what type of business that you're operating. Those are the things that they normally ask for. And of course, there's a fee that you have to pay. And usually you'll have to renew your business tax receipt every year. So once a year, you'll have to renew your business tax receipt. We know that once you receive your ALF license, you have your business tax receipt, you have to post all of those things up, amongst some other requirements, things that you have to post up. I do have a renewal tracking sheet that I'm going to have one of my team members post, and then in the follow-up emails, you'll receive that. It's basically, if I have time, I'll go into what it looks like, but it's basically is a tracking sheet where you're able to track and see what is going on with your timelines, and also adding them to your calendar. Okay. You don't have to have the renewal timelines, because I've already put it into a document for you. What I do want you to do once you get this document is to have a plan. If you're in the process, you're not licensed yet, have a plan to add those renewal dates to your calendar as well, and set up your alerts. That's what I want you to do when it comes to the renewal timeline. For the clients that we've helped open their assisted living businesses, we've already established a timeline cadence for them, and then we'll send them email reminders. But then even with that, we're human. And even though most of it is automation, we recommend that you train yourself to do those things so that it becomes a regular thing for you. AHCA portals. So we have, there are two ways that you gain access to the AHCA portal. Lately, they've been requiring that we request for access when we are in the process of submitting the AHCA application. And I do have a document with the emails where you need to email. But typically, when you submit your initial licensing application, and you get an admission letter, they come back with asking that you complete your background training, and also that you request access to the background clearinghouse. It's an email that you submit the request to the email. Then you go online, and you sign up to the AHCA Clearinghouse portal, and you sign the user agreement. There's a user agreement that have to be completed. I will do a follow-up video on this, but it's a little difficult because some of the information are sensitive information, client information. So I have to figure out a way to block privacy for privacy purposes, but then still allow you to be able to see what needs to be done and the knowledge that comes with it. So that will come in a separate video that is protected accordingly. But what you'll have to do is most people struggle with, when they go on the website, they complete the user agreement. They can't see where to print the user agreement. It's usually a 3 little dots to the right. That's where you see it. And you could say show PDF, and then you'll be able to sign it, and then mail it to them, email it to them. And you'll be able to gain access. So they'll grant you access. Once you have access to the Clearinghouse portal, that's where you'll be able to go and establish who is eligible. You'll be able to see your facility information. You'll be able to see, for example, people that you've added. You'll be required to add the employees that are within your business, including yourself. Typically, the first few people you'll have is, for example, yourself, and then your safety liaison person. You'll go in there, search by social security, date of birth, and then they'll pop up, and then you'll see that they are eligible. I know all of these images are in my head, but I promise you I will do a video on this and have my team properly protected, and then I'll share it with you. And you also have to, once you apply for Medicaid, which we have a training that is coming up. One of the 6 training is Medicaid, how to apply, all of those things. But once you are approved as a Medicaid provider, you'll be able to have access to your Medicaid portal inside of your AHCA background clearinghouse. This is also called your AHCA Portal, and this is also where you do your license renewal. So getting familiar with your AHCA Portal is very, very important. And although I do things for my clients, they'll tell me, oh, update the roster for me, remove this person, add this person. I will do these things, but it's also nice for you to know how to navigate the background clearinghouse. So that's what the background clearinghouse is. That's what your AHCA portal is. It's pretty much the place where you go and learn if someone is eligible. Let's say you have to hire an employee, and you go on the background clearinghouse to see if they qualify. You'll see if they are not qualified, you will see that they are not approved, and you cannot hire them. If these are one of the first few steps that you will go through. Once you're licensed, you got those initial business tax and all of these things out of the way. Now it's pretty much your day to day, and your day to day start before you even have your first client. It's adding yourself to the employee roster, um, being able to print the employee roster because you're required to have an updated employee roster, a PDF copy at your ALF that matches the online copy. And once you add and remove, put an end date, all of those things, you'll be able to navigate the clearinghouse. After that first year, everything becomes a regular thing to you because you've seen it so much. And there are deficiencies if you don't, let's say someone used to work at your ALF and then they no longer work there. You have to go and end that relationship and update it in your AHCA clearinghouse. The other question I get a lot is hiring. So how do you hire people? What are some of the payroll structures that you can use, and what to do? So your basic measures is to make sure that if we put your binders together for you, that you keep that system in place. For me personally, I have used, as far as for software to help me do payroll, I have used QuickBooks. And of course, QuickBooks is not sponsoring this. I have used QuickBooks, and it has been able to keep me on track with paying staff as independent contractors, or even as a W-2 employee. I have done both. We know that you want to create your system, your little handbook system, where you know if you are hiring someone, are they going to be an independent contractor? Most people get tricked with independent contractor versus an employee. So we know that an employee is on your schedule and it's required to work those hours. Independent contractors can come and go as they please. So these are some of the basics you need to know. Of course, we had a lawyer on the podcast that talked about the difference between independent contractor and some of the rules that governs your payroll system. Take a look at that. It's on my podcast on YouTube. But hourly versus salary basics, you want to establish how you're going to pay. We know also in the smaller structure, there's also like having a living staff. You want to have those conversations very early on to talk about what that entails. Some of my clients even have a contract where if you are someone who is a living employee, that you, whatever you are agreed on as far as for how much you will pay that employee, that in a worst case scenario where now this employee hates you, hopefully that is never the case, that you are legally protected. So some of my clients have even established an agreement, signed agreement with their living employees. So if they are not your employee, they are independent contractors, or they are living employee, you want to have those information already structured in your little handbook system. That way you don't, there are no misunderstanding. Okay. For me personally, I would have conversations with people and make sure that we are all clear, because the smaller setting operate a bit different than most of the larger settings, because the number of staff, resident to staff ratio is a lot less than if someone worked at a larger setting. So because of that, there are some things that happen in the smaller setting where people are able to negotiate terms And of course, there are legal laws that you have to abide by. When in doubt, I put a lot of resources in, even publicly on YouTube. Talk to a lawyer and make sure that you will be protected. But I feel if you have those conversations and you're clear, there's no confusion, that seems to take care of itself. So you want to have your binders nicely organized, and keep them organized. You want to have a section for your vendors. You will have a lot of people that will come in. They are not your employees, but they are people who provide, companies and people who provide services to your seniors. You want to make sure that you are able to separate them, but then have access to that information, and you have whatever agreements need to be put in place. You have those agreement in a section of your facility binders. Daily, you want to make sure you are checking, your, at least your medication. Once you actually open your, operating, you're checking your MOR books, your medication cabinets, and you're also making sure that at least on a monthly basis, you are checking the AHCA Clearinghouse. And weekly, you want to go over your food system. We know for the health department, you have to make sure if you have leftover food, they have to be, you have to put a date on there, and you have to throw them away after 3 days. So on a daily or even weekly basis, you want to be checking to make sure that you are the things you do on a day-to-day. And again, I do have a Google document that I will share with you that have, things that you should do and when you should do it, and the, cadence renewal timeframes of when they are expected to be renewed. And if AHCA walk into your facility or your establishment, are you gonna be okay? And having checklists in a system that is nicely organized allows you to be okay. And this question doesn't even play a role with experience, because I find it doesn't matter how long you've been having or running your ALF. If you don't have a proper system in place, you are even more likely to make mistakes the longer you've been in the business without the proper education. Um, I had to cure deficiency for someone that had been in the business for decades. It was 27 pages of deficiencies. And I had to restructure their entire, um, system, because they just had the wrong information. And when AHCA came to do the license renewal, it didn't work out. And we had AHCA speak at the conference that we just had. I mean, you guys saw, AHCA is not your enemy. They will tell you what they're looking for. They'll tell you, what to look out for. They'll tell you the areas where we normally have the most deficiencies. Like, they'll tell you, what to do to keep yourself protected. It's just a matter of, because it can get stressful when you are managing, because I've been you where I managed. I was you at some point, so I know what it's like to have all these different moving pieces going on, and then you still have to do the things that you have to do to keep your business protected, because AHCA can walk in at any moment, even though they don't have the time to do so. And they typically walk in if somebody complained or something happened, because AHCA do not have the time to come to your ALF, and sometimes it could be your own staff reporting you. So if AHCA walks in, what happens? Are you going to be okay? And if you're not okay, are you going to put the right system in place so that you can be okay for the next time they show up? APD versus assisted living. I find people still get these two confused. APD is different from assisted living, and APD require a different type of structure, because you're caring for adult with severe disabilities and medical needs, whereas ALFs, you're caring for people that have age-related issues and they have physical limitations. So one is more medical, the other one is not. APD, you're required to have a nurse. ALF, you're not required to have a nurse, even though you will have a doctor, and your files look completely different. So that's how they are different. Implementation, after you go through this training, I want you to take some time and actually see how this information is going to make sense to you. And then I'm also going to show you as well what the document that I talked to you about earlier for your facility cadence, what you should go over and renew. And do I have any questions? Do I have any questions? I'm going to stop sharing right quick so I can look at the document that I want to share with you. And if you are here late, you'll get the recording. It's been recorded. So no anxieties, okay? So this document you'll receive. We talked about how being licensed is great, and also keeping your structures in place is even greater, and make sure you are in compliant. We have here your renewals. For example, your AHCA license, you're going to get this document, is every 2 years. You have to submit this 60 days in advance. And all of the documentations that you needed to get your initial license, you will need for your AHCA renewal license. So what I want you to do with this document is I want you to add it. If we help you get licensed, you have access to this document. If you didn't, you're going to get it anyway. But I want you to take this, make this your general structure, and then don't just write it down, but also add it to your calendar. This is for the core, the major things. You have a lot more information that will be inside of the binders that we put together for you. And then there's checklists inside of that. So your AHCA license needs to be renewed every 2 years. Send it 60 days in advance. You typically receive a poster in the mail, and then an email letting you know you need to renew your license. Your emergency management plan, your generator plan needs to be renewed every year. Send it 60 days in advance. Fire inspection, depending on the county where you live, your fire inspection could be every quarter. But at a minimum, it will be every year. And you will know from your first fire inspection, they will tell you when or the cadence for your fire safety renewals. Of course, with that, your fire extinguisher needs to be renewed at least every year. Your sprinkler system, at least once a year. typically a year. Every year you get that renewed. And then your fire inspection, that's once, we talked about that one already. I don't know why I have it on here twice. Your fire inspection is quarterly or every year. You will know from your first inspection. The inspector will tell you how often they want you to get the renewals. Try to get those renewals done at least like 2 weeks in advance. So depending on where you are, your fire inspector will have to upload your fire safety inspection to the emergency management portal. Um, and you want to give them enough time so that you are not expired on anything, and giving them time to actually do these things. Your generator, typically once a year, they'll come out and check and make sure everything is good with it. Also your gas system, once a year, or if you feel something is wrong, you'll call them. There's usually a maintenance agreement that goes with all of these systems, who's going to check with especially your generator and your reserve gas systems. Your health department, for example, has to be renewed every year. And of course, you have to have your emergency food supplies depending on how many clients you have. So figure out the first time you got your license, that's always the time to start. And then like every year or every quarter or every 2 years, when you need to do these things, and this checklist will help you to stay in order. Okay. Your dietitian, you need to have your dietitian menus approved. Those are menus that you will use to feed your client on a daily basis. Those need to be renewed every year, and there are training, food safety training that comes with that. Um, your emergency management food supplies, check them. Make sure that they are not, that the supplies itself is not expired, like the food itself is not expired. Use them on a daily basis, and as you buy new food, you'll replace them. If you do that, you should be okay. Um, Keeping up with your supplies. Um, your business, your business, your business, insurance, liability insurance, that one is every year. Um, Also, for workers' comp is not for everyone. It's if you have 4 or more employees in Florida, you're required to have workers' comp employees, not independent contractors. You're required to have that. So that's something not everyone will have. And your business taxes. We started earlier explaining the different types of business tax. You have your county and your city business tax. Those are every year. And typically, also your zoning. Some places require that you update the zoning whenever you update your license. So your zoning, what you will need to do when you renew your AHCA license, you'll send them an email letting them know that your AHCA license has been renewed, and then they refresh your zoning, knowing that you are still operating as a licensed ALF within that area. And that typically is um, not required for all of the places that you throughout the state, but some of the counties and the cities require that. Okay. And I have the cadence here. You can do a checklist, and you will be able to use this, your CEMP. Make sure you have the right documentations, and this is how you stay in compliant when AHCA comes by and they see that you have checklists, they see that you are nicely organized. Our binders, I make them very colorful because I wanted them to stand out. And soon as they walk in, they see my branding, they see, the binders, how organized they are. Client get licensed, no brainer. They love checklists, they love system. AHCA just want you to look good on paper, because we can open ALFs that look so pretty and so beautiful, but our back end could be so messy. So these things help you, and you'll get that checklist. You don't have to worry about it. What else I wanted? Did somebody have a question? You can unmute yourself and ask me whatever question you have. Do we have any questions? I saw a question that was dropped in the chat, but I can't find it anymore. So you can unmute yourself and ask me. That tend to work better for me.
Good morning,
Reginald?
Miss Cardian. How you
Good
doing?
morning, Reginald. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. It's a
Good.
it's a pleasure for me this morning to be with you.
Oh, thank you. Welcome. Did
Listen,
you find the information helpful?
very, and I thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Listen, on the chat, I already sent you my message. I don't know if you see it.
I have a team member here. It's hard for me to see the chat. Um,
Okay,
I, I'm pretty sure it's user error. But let me see if I open this up, if I can see it. Oh, okay. Because I was sharing screen, I couldn't see it.
but if not, I can still ask it.
Let me see here. Yeah, you can ask it. So what are you asking specifically?
Okay.
I
My
remember you. I met you at the conference.
yes, yes, yes. I was there and I met you there. My company is a homemaker companion,
Mm-hmm.
and I just started. It's been 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I I already applied for my online license here in the ACA. I did
Mm-hmm.
my online license application, but
Mm-hmm.
when I check on the status, it said approved.
Okay, congratulations.
Yes, it's approved. And then they send me an email with the uh user agreement.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember I met Miss Kimberly Smoke at the conference. I was
Mm-hmm.
talking
She was
to
from ACA.
I'm sorry.
She was from ACA, for those who
Yes,
were there. Mm-hmm.
yes. And then I showed her the email. She told me I don't have to get a license because it's a homemaker companion, but
Mm-hmm.
I supposed to receive a
Mm-hmm.
certification for that. But at this moment, I never received anything from ACA. But
Okay.
I would like to know how can you help me to know the next steps? Do I have to follow to get uh I don't know, my license or my certificate because I already paid the fee for the online license application, and
Mm-hmm.
then I don't know exactly what is the next step and when can I get this license or certificate. But I don't know
Okay.
I don't know if you can help me or or not, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't open, I'll give you some advice, but I don't open those type of homes. I would say that first person that did you receive an email from anyone?
Uh when I checked my application status and it said approved, but they allow me to download the user agreement.
Okay.
But I have a phone number. I already called on the phone number, and then I emailed the agency, and then someone replied to my email, and someone tell me they already forward my email to the agency. But
Okay.
I really don't know what is the next step do I have to follow, and when can I get the certification or the license. And then because that's why Miss Kimberly Smoke told me, because my company is a homemaker companion, it's not an ALF. I don't have to get a license for that, but they're supposed to send me a certificate. Of course, my status said approved, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't have nothing. I don't know if I can use the user agreement I have, or if I have to receive a certification from ACA.
What I will do for you, because this is not my areas of expertise, I remember speaking with you about the marketing, that area
Yes.
that I can help you with. Um, I do know you would need to send Aka an email, but I have a friend who does that kind of work. I'll connect you with her. I think she will be the right person to guide you because I don't want to misinform you on things that I'm not sure about.
Okay. I would be appreciated.
Yeah, send me an email. You have my email, right? Asking for the connection. And I'll connect you with her, and I'm sure she'll help you without a problem. But I'm not, that's not my areas of expertise. I don't open those structures.
Okay. And
Okay,
then
now once
uh,
you
uh,
are approved, I can help you navigate the clearinghouse and all of those things. But to get yourself situated for the structure itself, like getting the license and things like that, that's not my areas of expertise at all.
okay, but your email, it is a personal email, or this one you send me to history for the class.
Yes, so it's ALF at FloridaAssistedLivingConsulting.com.
Okay, I think I have it.
You have it? Okay, you should have it.
Yes. And then my other question, Miss Colleen. But
Mm-hmm.
it is a homemaker companion. And then for now, my wife and I we working with two clients. It's been because we started since May
Mm-hmm.
2023, and then we still have two clients, and then we need to get our business grow.
Mm-hmm.
How can you can us to get more clients, because we now in Ocala, and Ocala is a retired area.
Mm-hmm.
We do everything we can. We do advertising, we do marketing, we have flowers, we have business card, we have car magnet, we do cups, we do bottle water as advertised. But
Mm-hmm.
I need a mentor to help us to get more clients, to help us to get our business grow. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how can you help us, and how can you become our mentor to help us in this business.
When you say marketing, people usually get what is marketing versus what is not marketing. So I think this would be like outside of this structure. I do have a one-on-one consult for business strategies that will start in next month on the 3rd, March
Mm-hmm.
3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm only accepting 6 people, and right now we only had, I think, either two spots left. Um, Send an email. We'll invite you to it. But there are some strict requirements that you. I'm only right now. I'm only doing that training on Thursdays, and it's a 90 days program, and you meet with me for 60 minutes every twice a month. Yeah, twice a month. And we go over strategies. You have to go and do the work. You have to implement the things that I'm saying. There is no canceling unless it's a true emergency. That's why we don't even advertise it, because it's only like a few invitation only. I send it to invitation only, and you have to apply. And when you apply, you have to make the payment. If you don't get accepted, then we give you a refund, but it's for CEOs who wants to implement things. I'll share it with you. Take a look. Let me know if you want to do that. To work with me one-on-one, if you are not opening an assisted living, that is the only way that you get to do that. And I do those only twice a year. And I only accept a maximum of 6 people because I'm spending a lot of time in that program with you. And you have to implement the things that I ask you to. So I think that's how we can work together for that business aspect. But get the business structured, and I'll send you a referral on who can help you with that.
Okay. Did you already email it to me, or you will email it to me? The referral, and then
My team will email it to you.
okay, thank you.
Or better yet, how about you send an email asking for the resource?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I will. And then
And then we'll connect you. And then also in that email, ask for the invitation for the
the one and
carepreneur.
one.
Yeah, the one-on-one coaching with me for business coaching.
Okay,
Um,
you send to me already, or you will send this email to get register?
no, send the email asking for the invitation link
Okay, okay,
so
I
you
will.
can register for it. Couple more things I want you guys to see.
Can I ask my last question?
Sure. Did
Okay,
anybody else hold on, Mr.
okay.
Original? Did
I'm
anybody
sorry.
else have any question? Yeah, no worries. Did anybody else have any questions? Okay, go ahead.
Uh,
Ask your question.
I would like to switch my homemaker companion to a group room. But how can you help me to do that? And what are the steps do I have to follow to switch from homemaker to group room?
Well, the with there are different type of group homes, and I think I went over the APD structure and the assisted living. You'll have to establish which one fits your lifestyle, and I do have some YouTube training on that. So you might want to go on YouTube and learn a bit about the difference between the two. And then the assisted living route, there is an initial investment because you have to have a property, and you have to be able to install systems like the fire alarm, fire sprinkler, generator, all of those systems. And you have to have a structure that is zoned for that. So what you're structuring, the homemaker versus an assisted living, they are two different things, and they are not one and the same, even though they are related because you're caring for people. Did that answer your question?
Yes,
Awesome.
yes.
Good.
Because
Next.
for now we do home services. I don't have a place exactly to get the results come from me, but we go to the house. You understand? We go to
Yes.
the house, give them the ears.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, 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 but in the future, we want to switch to a group room, at least 3 beds, or 5 beds.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we could need your help. Like I said before, to switch from homemaker companion to group home, because I know for group home it's a different thing for that.
Right. All right. I'm also gonna drop the it's a guide that helps you with navigating the AHCA Clearinghouse. I'll put it on here. Danielle, did you add the form here? I'm gonna go inside of the Thriving Circle community at 12. If you guys want to meet me there, please feel free to do so. If we don't have any other questions, the only thing that I would share with you is to make sure you keep your structures in place. And just because you are licensed doesn't mean you are fully protected. You have to keep yourself protected. And keeping your structures in place are very important. The next session we will have next month, I believe it is Masterclass number 2, and also um, the Thriving Circle. So if you want to come meet me at the Thriving Circle community, I'm going to join that at 12. And compliance is very important, because when you are in compliant, you spend less money because deficiencies cost money. If you were to hire me to cure your deficiencies, there's a fee for that. Of course, there's discount for people that are already in my pipeline, but there's a fee for that. And depending on what the deficiency level is, there is also a fee that AHCA will charge you. And all deficiencies are public record. So you want to make sure that you are positioning yourself in a way that is professional. And even beyond that, when placement professionals um, reach out to you because they have a potential client for you, they will require, bless you, Ben, they will require that you have um, a clean record, even though they won't say that to you. But if they go on the website and they see that you have deficiencies everywhere, they're not bringing you that referral, because almost like you make them look bad. And now they're afraid this client they're bringing to you is not going to have a quality of life, because on paper, because deficiencies are public record, on paper it's showing that you don't have it together. And this is why I put these trainings together as my way of giving back, to make sure that you know what to do, how to do it, to have the checklist. You can see for a lot of that stuff, I'm not even charging. I'm just making sure that you are okay and you can go out there, serve these beautiful seniors, make a huge difference for them, serve yourself, make a huge difference for yourself. Um, Income and quality of life. So it's a business that serves both parties. And all it takes is to have the right infrastructure and to follow those things. And yeah, I think that's the end of my time here with you. And I look forward to seeing you inside of the next trainings. And hopefully you find a lot of value in this. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one, okay?
You too. Bye.
All right, bye.